Welcome back. You're tuned in Chatbusters here on CNBC TV 18. Well, the next company on our radar is Lakshmi Cement. Now, the stock is buzzing in trade on the back of a solid showing in the second quarter. The margins came in much better. The volumes as well came in much better than estimates. To understand what went on in the past quarter and what is the outlook going ahead, we have Mr. Shailendra Chouksey, the whole-time director of the company, who joins us. Hi, Mr. Chouksey. Thanks so much, sir, for joining in. Well, splendid performance, we must say, in the past quarter, and things have looked good. The big beat came in terms of volumes. You did 2.39 million tons. No one was estimating that sort of a number. For the year, sir, what kind of a volume number are you looking at? You've made up a lot of what you lost in the first quarter. So for the year, if you could give us that number.
Well, it's too early in the day because, we still feel that Corona is a very uncertain sort of animal there. But nevertheless, I believe that, we should be definitely moving closer to about, I would say about 11 million tons is what I would expect we would be doing.
11 million tons. Last year you did what, close to around 9 million tons, 9.2 million tons?
We did close to about 9.7, 9.8. So it could be anywhere around 10.5 to about 11 million tons is what I would expect.
All right, we take that point. And in terms of prices, how will prices be? How were they in the previous quarter? And now we get reports of a lot of these companies going ahead and increasing their prices. So from the second quarter average, how are cement prices now?
You see, we saw a dip in the prices in the Q2 compared to Q1. In fact, you see, Q1 is a very difficult quarter to take base anything because for one, there was very limited market space where you could operate because of wherever there was a lockdown, you could not move. The logistic was an issue. I've spoken about all that earlier. So I'll just say that, we had a carry forward of good prices, comparative good prices in the fourth quarter of the previous year. So there was some carry forward. But then in the Q2, we saw a dip, which was not expected because suddenly the demand surged. But in the entire industry, we saw good demand going in this Q2. But unfortunately, the prices did not sustain. So now we are seeing some traction, which usually happens. Usually Q2 is also associated with a monsoon sort of a quarter.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Chouksey? Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Chouksey, now you came to the point there. You said that you're seeing some traction in terms of prices. So if you could tell us, what are the prices today and compare it with quarter two average? And also, what would that mean in terms of Ebitda per ton? Because for the past quarter, you've done a number roughly around 780 rupees per ton. Now, prices are higher, but petcoke prices as well have come in higher. So give us a guidance on both those two factors.
Yeah. So, though the prices of petcoke moved from about $75, $76 to about $90, $95, and now currently it is anywhere between $95 to $100. So that means almost 1,000 rupees or 1,000 to 1,200 rupees increase in our cost of landed fuel, which on a 30% would mean about, which on a 18% would mean about 180, 170 rupees a ton, the cost on our per ton of clinker. So that's a very big cost. And we have also seen, because of the diesel price going up, the logistic cost going up, we have not been able to really cover that up. So whatever cost we could compress was in terms of our efficiency in the Q2 and the fixed cost. Going forward, these efficiency measures would continue, and we hope that Q3 the prices will move in some of the markets, not in all the markets. We have not seen any improvement in the east. We have not seen any improvement in the west really, but we have seen some traction in the north, especially in the non-trade segment.
Mr. Chouksey,
so there we have seen of 10 rupees, 12 rupees a bag, and gradually I expect that this traction will also come in the trade price.
Right.
And once that comes, then we should be able to cover up the increase in the cost of the fuel.
All right, Mr. Chouksey, you've been, teasing all of us. You come to the point, you say there is some traction, you give us some numbers, and then you say, okay, maybe we will come to those points as well. But let's keep it extremely simple. A lot of things are moving around here, fuel prices, petcoke, etc. Ebitda per ton. This quarter, you did close to around 780 rupees. How much are you likely to do in this remainder of this year?
Well, it's anybody's guess. It's very, very difficult, but I would expect
range?
that we should do something better than this in the remaining 2 quarters.
Okay, we get that point. Give us a couple of quick numbers then. What was the debt at the start of this year? And you have paid down their debt, which is phenomenal. What should you end this year with?
You see, we clear our debts at the rate of about 200, 250 crores every year.
Yes.
So we started, as you very rightly said, at about 1,600. We are currently at about 1,400 crores. And we also have liquidity of about 500 crores. So the net debt would be only about 800 to 900 crores, really speaking.
All right. An interesting thing I was looking at in your subsidiary, Udaipur Cement Works, they are expanding their cement capacity by about 2.5 million tons. If you could give us a couple of details. One, how much money are you guys deploying for this expansion? And secondly, why do it in Udaipur Cement and not do it in the parent JK Lakshmi?
You see, that depends on where we get the maximum advantage of the optimization of the two plants,
Okay.
the two companies actually. There we have adequate and very good results on limestone. So we would like to capitalize on that. Besides, the freight cost, the logistic costs from Udaipur are lower than compared to Sirohi. Udaipur is more nearer to the market.
Okay.
So obviously it makes more economic sense to expand there.
Okay, got that point. Now, two final numbers, sir, coming from you. One is, what is the cost that you'll be incurring for this expansion at Udaipur Cement? And instead of the second number, let me ask you this other question. Why don't you bring both these two companies together? That's Udaipur Cement and JK Lakshmi. Both of them are listed, right? Merge both of them.
Eventually that will happen. It's a matter of time. You see, this company was under BIFR.
Yes.
And so we had certain, incentive going around with that unit. We don't want to jeopardize that, so it will continue in this manner for some time to go.
If you can define some time?
Sorry.
If you can define?
You want me to answer first?
Yeah, you answer the first question and then, yeah.
Yeah. So you asked about the total
Cost.
The cost which we are going to incur for the expansion is going to be about 1,400 crores.
And the time, how long will it take before you merge the two?
It should happen, I think, in about 2 years' time.
Okay.
Within 2 years' time.
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Chouksey. It's been a good set of numbers. You're sounding reasonably optimistic about the second half of the year. As you said numerous times, you're seeing traction in some markets at least. Wish you the best for the second half of this year. Well, on that note, though, we'll wrap up on Chartbusters. You stay tuned. Trading Hour comes up next.